Hey guys, welcome back to CALLOUS Invitational 5, more round 2 lower bracket action and a doozy of a pairing here. The PDC show, that's just PDC, against M-Dragon, two players who, though they have varying experience in this tour, M-Dragon having played all 5 and PDC having played for the first time last year, both have been successful in this tournament up to this point, and last year they both had good finishes. I don't remember exactly where they were, but I don't think M-Dragon has ever had a bad CALLOUS Invitational, and PDC prior to the incident had a nice run going. They both did go to 3 games in their respective losses, PDC with a hard-fought set against Eachclat, and M-Dragon dropping to Umbri in 2 very good sets against very capable players, but it doesn't change the position they're in now, where one of them, upon losing the set, will be eliminated. So let's get into it. Game 1 of a best of 3. PDC bottom side, Dragon top side, and we have a Tar and a Mence respectively. Intimidate getting off probably matters, and they both switch. The favorable switch for PDC, gonna scare off the Cloister from M-Dragon. Goes to Bliss, and it is just the obligatory Thunderbolt. Good thing Cloister did not stay in, would have been toasted by that. Crit on the Bliss, and BP out to T-Tar again, on just a soft-boiled turn. Don't know anything about the Tar yet. Going to immediately Dragon Dance up, and Blissey going to try to lull it with her beautiful singing voice, but it will miss. Now Machamp comes in as PDC DDs up again. Don't think he can kill Machamp here and would instantly die to any fighting attack should it connect. Cross Chop is not 100% accurate, but it does connect, and down that goes. All of that is just going to result in a trade once Dugtrio does its thing. There's the EQ and the trade. Leaves us in a 5-5. Cloister here could eat an EQ if he'd like to set up a spike. Or even better, he just spikes and it's straight to Zapdos. Fair enough. Blissey in. And there is T-Bolt, which again is going to crit the Zapdos. 2 T-Bolts on Bliss, 2 crits. Here's the BP out to Meta. And it's going to be a sing attempt yet again, but that is also going to miss. Metagross also not impressed by Blissey's singing voice. Thunder Punch from a mixed Gross is going to do a nice chunk, 80% to Cloister. I doubt Dragon was expecting that. And he's just going to blow at this point. 41% on the way out is the best he's going to be able to do. So PDC with a 5-4 lead. Mence following up. Scares away the meta with the Fire Blast possibility, which turns out is correct. Goes for that and does about a third to the Zapdos. Doesn't go Blissey this time, though. Dragon Claw and Toxic, respectively. Probably a fine trade for Dragon. Dragon Claw here would, of course, kill the Zapdos should it stay in. Goes Fire Blast instead, thinking maybe Meta will come in. Either way, if it connects, it's good enough, and it does, and it leaves us in a 4-4. Now Rachi coming in as a Rock Resist for the Rock Sliding Aerodactyl. It's going to prompt him out. Meta comes in its place and eats an immediate Thunder. Does not get the 60-40 para, however. But 2 Thunders in a row both connect. Meta goes down. And that's going to leave us with the Dugtrio retaliation, which should be fine here pending a freeze. Or not. Or the Dugtrio is slower than the Jirachi here. Oh, okay. That would be why. We have an Endure Salic Berry Dugtrio. Okay. Well, it kills Jirachi. Seems like a really bad set to me, but it works, I guess. Leaves us in a 3-on-3. Here comes the arrow. There's a Dragon Claw immediately. Toxic still going down, and T-Tar comes in to what is almost certainly a Rock Slide, and indeed it is a Rock Slide. Here's Rock Slide again, fishing for a crit or a flinch, gets neither. Rock Slide miss from T-Tar also would suffice, but doesn't get that either. And that's going to leave us now in a 2-3 with M-Dragon in the lead. Rachi combining up, immediately getting Earthquaked, 61%. Brings Rachi down to just 40 after lefties. Thunder's going to connect. Thunder's been pretty accurate this game for both guys, 3 for 3. And now here's the Mence follow-up that we know has Fire Blast, which has also been accurate this game and gets a crit insult to injury. Dugtrio obviously is going to die when it comes in on the spikes, and Game 1 belongs to M-Dragon. PDC invited back after an incident last year. is not looking as in form this time around. He is one game from elimination at the hands of one of the all-time greats, M-Dragon. He'll have to rattle off 2 in a row. Let's see if he can do it. Here is the second game. Switch those sides for continuity. PDC bottom side, Dragon top side, Lax lead, which we've seen a decent amount of lately, and Zapdos lead respectively, BPing the meta as a curse comes down. He Meteor Mashes again, not afraid of a potential counter or anything like that, and it turns out to be a second curse. Here's another mash for 35. Best thing he can get back is a Body Slam, which does para on the first attempt, and meta's not gaining lefties. However, it doesn't appear that M-Dragon has Earthquake. There is another para, but now Shadow Ball going to finish it off anyway. So this is probably a trade. Nope, M-Dragon not willing to give it up. He's going to go to Claydol on the Thunderbolt. Why not if you have an obvious switch like that? Doubles back, tries to get cute with the Lax, but it's just going to be met with an Agility. Would still die to a T-Bolt here, but Dragon again not willing to give it up. Now here's a BP coming on the Tar, and there's an aggressive boom for M-Dragon. I don't know that he needed to do that when his doll was still that healthy. That seems, I mean, high risk, high reward, but I don't know. That seemed like a premature boom to me. I don't feel that he needed to make that play. We'll see if it ends up costing him, but it leaves us in a 5-5 situation. So now Zapdos, Thunderbolt, a lot of damage to meta, but none of the mashes are going to miss. Zapdos goes down, and M-Dragon takes the lead, already up a game. Goes to the weakened Lax, intending to fodder it here. Certainly is not about to live a +1 Surf or an Ice Beam. And it is just Surf, down that goes. 4-4, here's the Zapdos follow-up. Will outspeed and threaten the Coon despite the fact that it is at +1. Both players have a Lax. PDC brings in his 23% from the T-Bolt. Has lefties, as basically every Lax does, and there's a BP to Cloyster, which M-Dragon has opted for now 2 games in a row. Here's Loom, and Spike's coming down. I thought the Cloyster would have gotten involved earlier, but I guess M-Dragon has felt he hasn't really had an opportunity. He's got a really aggressive boom spammy team going on here, but Breloom seems really difficult for him now. He's going to let the weakened meta take the Spore, which seems fine, so now you can't sleep anything else. Zapdos comes in, and we've got ourselves a Leech Seed. I think he was hoping to come in on a Focus Punch. Now Cloyster doubling back. Substitute there was thinking that M-Dragon was going to break his sub, but that is not what occurred. Cloyster would not like the incoming Focus Punch that's probably coming. And there it is. It's just going to kill him despite his really high defense stat. Leaves us in a 3-4 now with PDC in the lead, but still a hidden poke in the back for Dragon. Wow, Breloom outspeeds the Zapdos here, and he baton passes the Leech Seed along with him. That's rough. Zapdos comes back now, but he's going to come back on a sub, so he's going to need a Leech Seed miss, and even then he might not be able to kill the Breloom, unless he has HP Ice or Drill Peck, which not guaranteed that he does. He's going to T-Bolt to break the sub, only to be seeded again. It's brutal that the Loom is faster than the Zapdos. That is not usually the case, but that is the case here. I guess it's a bulky BP Zapdos for Dragon, whereas Loom is probably close to max speed. Sub and T-Bolt again. It also could just be Jolly Loom, I'm not sure. But man, not every day that you see Zapdos be outsped by Loom, and it really, really matters here. Substitute T-Bolt. Substitute again. And T-Bolt again. So M-Dragon seems content letting his Zapdos go down as long as the Breloom does not end up behind a sub at the end of it all. And they're just going to keep doing this until the Zapdos eventually dies to the Leech Seed. And then it's going to be on Dragon to try to clean the game up. Sub again. And Thunderbolt again. Yeah, I mean, the T-Tar can't be spored, and he can disrupt the Focus Punch indefinitely by attacking the Loom, so the plan for M-Dragon is just going to have to be to win with the Tar. The 2% sleeping meta certainly won't get it done, so Tyranitar or bust, here it is. Focus Punch, disrupted and killed. Leaves us in a 3-1, basically. And it is DD Tar. That's the set that he needs. Going to have to find a rock slide crit or flinch. Maybe a crit isn't even good enough. He might need a flinch and then another crit or flinch. Isn't going to find it. Surf will get off. Down he'll go. And PDC going to send us to a decisive Game 3 in which one of these players will be eliminated. Close set so far, as I would expect from these two players. One game to decide it all. Should PDC be eliminated here, there's not enough data with him, so we don't really know. He would still have an overall, I believe, positive or even record in CALLOUS Invitational, whereas M-Dragon, this would be by far his worst ever finish in this tournament should he go out. He has never O2'd before, and it would just follow a pattern of this tour so far. If you go back and look at these O2s, it's all old guys, UD, Jabba, triangles, and then if M-Dragon were to follow out the door, it would just really show you that I guess these days it really is a young man's game. All the old guys are getting cleaned up by the young guns. Can M-Dragon break that cycle and continue on in this tournament? One game to find out. Here it is. Switching the sides again for continuity. PDC on the bottom for the final time and Dragon on the top. Two most common leads in the game staring each other down. T-Tar and Zapdos. Rock slide into a meta that we see is not gaining lefties. And he's going to get an Earthquake off against the other meta for pretty big damage. Switches at this point to Zapdos on a Whiff Protect from PDC. His meta does have lefties. And in comes T-Tar, eating a Thunderbolt in the process. T-Tar does not have leftovers for PDC. Going to go straight Rock Slide there. That certainly looks like Choice Band damage to me. Out of the way he goes. There's Starmie eating a Hydro Pump from maybe a Pert a little bit on the offensive side. That could also be a reason that he didn't take it so well. Going to switch it up to Earthquake here to be blanked by an incoming Skarm. 50% from Hydro Pump, not bad, but he will live another pending a crit, and he does establish Alaris Spikes. Gets a Protect off, wastes more Hydro Pump PP. This is good. And gets more lefties off while he's at it. So PDC not getting too cute in this game. He's just going with a pretty standard TSS team. Good old Skarmbliss. Can't go too far wrong. Focus Punch connecting there is huge. No idea what he was doing there. Counter, I guess, which is why the Focus Punch happened first. Counter playing around Earthquake, but M-Dragon punches him in the mouth, and Blissey is down just like that. I guess PDC did not pick up on when I mentioned earlier that it might be an offensive Pert, and man, he's going to be severely punished for that play. So M-Dragon gets a free kill on Bliss, which is huge, and obviously the lead along with it. Got the 6-5 edge and 3 hidden pokes in the back. Zapdos now difficult to switch into now that Blissey isn't there. Meta gets foddered off. Man, that one play might unravel PDC's entire game. This is going downhill real fast for him. After losing the Bliss, there's just nothing to switch into special threats. Focus Punch there kills Pert, further confirming my suspicions that it is an off Pert for M-Dragon. Hidden Power there appears to be Grass, but that's going to utterly whiff on Skarm. Rachi comes in now, also going to negate a move. Toxic whiffing on that. Fire Punch, 42%, only to be Whirlwinded out. And that's probably the worst thing to Whirlwind out because I don't think PDC has a Zapdos switch anymore. There's Thunderbolt, protected against. Temporary solution to a permanent problem. Bolt again, dead. PDC starting to unravel. The dominoes are aligning. Dragon seems well in control of this game. PDC is going to need a really good last at this point because Explosion takes out Tar. Here is the Starmie. PDC not willing to show his last against 4 from M-Dragon with 2 unrevealed. And it's not even an off star. It's just a T-Wave star. It dies immediately after T-Waving. Salamence the only hope against 4 Pokemon for PDC. He Dragon Dances up and prays for Para. And he gets it. A glimmer of hope. But so many things still need to happen. +1 Rock Slide is a good start to kill the Zapdos, but M-Dragon has his own Salamence, landing Intimidate immediately. They both have lefties, so it's not CB, but he goes rock slide and whiffs as PDC Dragon dances again. The plot thickens here at +1, +2. Here's the Rachi switching. Another Dragon dance. This is all of a sudden really scary for Dragon. Very boosted Mence on the other side. Dragon to his own Mence, called out instantly with the rock slide by PDC and killed. No more intimidate option. +1 plus a bazillion. Earthquake for the kill. Now Rachi in. I believe that's going to die as well. It would have to be the bulkiest Mence and the bulkiest Rachi in the world to survive. And that is not the case. The +1 Earthquake good enough. And PDC is somehow going to come back and win this game. It was a 1 versus 4. And the DD Mence is going to clean up all 4 pokes. With the help of a timely full para with some good prediction, he's somehow, some way going to get there. There was also the rock slide miss from Dragon as well, but I don't know that that necessarily solved the problem. Man, this is a young man's tour. All the old guys getting bounced out the door. UD, Triangles, Jabba, and Dragon. All the old men getting booted out by the younger players. We are seeing a new generation and a turning of the page in modern competitive ADV. The old guys are just not with it anymore. The young guys are dominating this tour. Man, I can't believe it. I would have lost big money if I were a betting man. I never in a million years would have thought that either M-Dragon or Triangles or UD, I wouldn't have thought that any of those guys would go out 0-2. And if someone told me that all 3 of them would go out 0-2, man, the amount of money I would have put down, I would have given somebody 5-1 odds, 10-1 odds that all 3 of those players were not going to go 0-2. But yet, here we are. It has been a tournament of upsets, surprises, unexpected outcomes, and this is just another one. A shocking 0-2 finish for one of the greatest and most influential ADV players of all time. M-Dragon out of the tournament in round 2 after a miraculous comeback on the back of DD Mence from PDC, who will live to fight another day. If you guys have really been following this tournament, you guys would understand where I'm coming from. The amount of upsets and the amount of surprising outcomes and exits have been crazy so far. And we're only in round 2. There is still so much more tournament to come. Stick with CALLOUS Invitational. And obviously, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you've not done so already. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.